Something strange is happening behind the walls of one of California's most secure prisons. A notorious rapper stabbed 14 times. Both lungs collapsed, but somehow he's still breathing. As word of the attack spreads, one question echoes from cell blocks to courtrooms to the streets of LA. Who stabbed Tory Lanez and why? Tonight, we peel back the layers of a mystery still unfolding. A story buried in silence, sealed by concrete and steel. And at the center of it all, an inmate with a murderous past and secrets the prison system never meant for us to know. Monday, sometime before noon, California Correctional Institution, Tehachapi, an isolated facility deep in the Mojave Desert, windswept, brutal, and remote. It's the kind of place meant to make people disappear. Inside, Tory Lanez, real name Daystar Peterson. He's serving a 10-year sentence for shooting fellow artist Megan Thee Stallion. He's housed with nearly 1,700 inmates, medium and maximum security. But then, a sudden outburst, screams, the unmistakable gurgle of collapsed lungs. According to an Instagram post from Lane's team, he stabbed 14 times, punctured in both lungs. How he's even alive remains a mystery. Authorities confirmed the incident, but they don't say how it happened. No video released, no witness statements, just one name.
Tonight, a rapper is hospitalized this hour after being attacked in a local prison. The California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation says Tory Lanez was stabbed by another inmate in a housing unit at the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi this morning. Authorities have not disclosed the extent of the injuries Lanez sustained, whether a weapon was used, nor have they released the name of his assailant. And we have not received any updates on his condition as of news time tonight. Lanez, whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, is serving a 10-year prison sentence for shooting hip-hop star Megan Thee Stallion back in 2020. Lanez is eligible for parole in 2029.
Santino Casio, age 42, a ghost in the prison system. He's been locked up since 2004. Life sentence, parole possible, but his record reads like a warning label. Convicted of second-degree murder and first-degree attempted murder before the age of 22. Then came 2008, another 6 years tacked on. Assault with a deadly weapon inside prison. 2018, 2 more years. He was caught manufacturing another weapon behind bars. He wasn't just dangerous, he was practiced. And now, Casio is in restricted housing, again, pending a new investigation. But why would a man like Casio go after a high-profile inmate like Tory Lanez? Was it personal? Was it a message? Or something darker?
Suspect has been identified tonight in the prison stabbing of former hip-hop star Tory Lanez. According to the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, Lanez was stabbed by inmate Santino Casio at a housing unit at the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi. That attack happened early yesterday morning. An Instagram post from Lanez's account says he was stabbed 14 times in that attack, causing both of his lungs to collapse. The post goes on to say he's now breathing normally and is in good spirits. The former rapper was sentenced to 10 years in prison back in 2023 after shooting fellow hip-hop star Megan Thee Stallion at a house party in Los Angeles. Casio was serving a life sentence in prison after being convicted of second-degree murder in 2004.
Santino Sonny Casio's story doesn't start in prison. It starts in the duplex in Lancaster, California. A young girl, just 13, is found shot in the head. Casio, then 20, was her boyfriend. Police say she ran away from home, moved in with him, lived like an adult in a child's body. The murder was brutal, cold, and final. By 21, Casio was already buried under a life sentence. Now, 2 decades later, he resurfaces, only to strike again. Or is he just another pawn in a larger game? Tehachapi isn't your average penitentiary. It's built to control violence, not stop it. A place where alliances form fast and break even faster, where reputations can be currency, and one wrong word can be a death sentence. Lanez wasn't just another inmate. He was a famous figure in a hostile world, a world where fame doesn't always protect you. Sometimes it makes you a target. But sources say Casio didn't know Lanez personally, at least not directly, which raises a chilling possibility. Could this stabbing have been ordered? Weeks before the attack, Megan Thee Stallion made a claim. She said Lanez was still harassing her from prison. The court responded with a protective order. No contact, no threats, no surrogates. But if Lanez really was reaching out, was someone trying to silence him or punish him? Others suggest something even stranger. That Casio may have been baited. That in a world with no coincidences, someone with Casio's history was allowed near Lanez, put in the same unit, the same moment, the same morning. No statements have been released from other inmates, and yet Lanez's lawyers are speaking loudly. Wednesday, downtown Los Angeles, Tory Lanez's legal team faces the press. They say he's being railroaded, that George Gascon, the controversial LA district attorney, targeted Lanez for political gain. They reveal a new witness, a bodyguard, claiming it wasn't Lanez who fired first, or at all. That the shooter may have been someone else in the SUV that night back in 2020. 5 shots were fired, 3 from her, 2 during a struggle. They're filing an appeal, and now, with Lanez stabbed nearly to death and barely recovering, the timing feels calculated, too convenient, too clean.
Lawyers for rapper Tory Lanez update his condition after he was stabbed in prison, and they claim they have new evidence in his case that could set him free. You're watching Eyewitness News at 11:30. We're live on ABC 7, Hulu, and wherever you stream. I'm Philip Palmer.
And I'm Colleen Sullivan. Rapper Tory Lanez recovering after being stabbed 14 times in prison. Today, his legal team provided an update on his condition, but they also talked about what they say is new evidence in the case that landed him behind bars.
Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes is live in the newsroom and has details. Rob.
Yeah, stabbed on Monday. Today, Tory Lanez is in fair condition. His legal team taking advantage of the media's interest in the attack to make a new case for his release, saying a new witness has stepped up who can clear Lanez in that shooting case. Now, Lanez is currently serving a 10-year prison sentence in Tehachapi after shooting Megan Thee Stallion back in the feet back in 2020. Now, Lanez was jumped on Monday as representatives say he was stabbed 14 times, causing both his lungs to collapse, though he is now breathing on his own. Prison officials say his attacker was Santino Casio, a man serving a life sentence for murder who also has a history of prison time violence. The motive for the attack is unknown. Today, the legal team for the Canadian rapper held a news conference in downtown LA saying Lanez was railroaded by then DA George Gascon, who had just survived a recall election. And they say a bodyguard for Megan Thee Stallion has come forward saying he heard her say that she fired the weapon, not Lanez.
Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Ms. Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun.
Now, Lanez and his legal team are asking Governor Gavin Newsom to take a look at this new information and issue a full pardon. Meanwhile, Megan Thee Stallion sought and was granted a restraining order against Lanez, saying he's been harassing her by paying bloggers to spread misinformation about her.
As Tory Lanez recovers in the guarded infirmary, 2 things are certain. Someone wanted him silenced, and someone knew how to make it happen. But in the vacuum of answers, speculation grows like wildfire. Was it revenge, retribution, or just another chapter in a story full of smoke and mirrors? For now, all we have is a name, Santino Casio, a knife, 14 wounds, and a rapper clinging to breath, still locked inside a system where every silence is a scream waiting to be heard. Alright, y'all, there y'all have it, man. That's the story of Santino Casio, the man that stabbed Tory Lanez 14 times. Hey, man, my subscribers, I want y'all to flame this man up in the comments, man. Let me see y'all flame this dude in the comments, man. This dude was a diddler. He was a Mexican diddler. You know what I'm saying? He had a 13-year-old girlfriend. He was 21. Like, yeah, man, flame this dude up in the comments on a gang, on a driller gang. Alright, man, y'all know what it is, man. Drillers and trappers, we out here trapping and drilling 247. Don't go nowhere. Watch that next video. Gang!